Hello, I'm assuming no one's going to join me in the chat because you're all out foraging, seeking, treasure hunting in those treasure shops, those charity shops even, that have chosen to open today. I had one that had chosen to open today. A lot of them haven't. They seem to be staggering their dates from now until through May, but one of my honey holes, I suppose is the slightly incorrect term to use for it, was open. Funny thing was, of course, I'd gone round, had to queue to get in, probably a good 25 minutes. Not much fun in the snow that we've been having this morning. And sorry, I'm all this morning, a bit knackered now, after all the rushing about. I came out with a good bag full. I spent £19. Hello, Jewel. Morning was, no, it's afternoon, isn't it? Oops. Hello, Iris Harris. Nice to see you both. I'm assuming a lot of people are actually out and about, so I don't expect too much interaction today. Yeah, it was only when I got to the till to pay that they said, you do realise everything's £2 today. No sign of it, nothing. I did say, well, look, I will come back later in the week, which I probably will. But I did all right. Like I say, I only spent £19, so I would have got 10 items. Everything was £2 except one piece of jewellery, which I'm going to dig out first. Simply because it was £1. They had some jewellery out, and most of it was rubbish and or overpriced. Well, £2 for a piece of jewellery, unless it's something amazing. And people do find amazing things, but none of them were there. Hello. Hi, Becca. Hi, Rachel. Hi, Becca Duke. Nice to see you. The Beccas are in, and the Rachels. Yeah, I picked this up. It's stainless steel. It's not actually silver. You can just tell from the feels of it, I'm saying. It's quite a nice design, though. These are very popular, these flat chains. And I knew there was something written on the back. I couldn't see what it was, but I recognised the kind of clasp, which has this kind of a shape, and that actually is a Monet. So it's a nice vintage Monet. So that was worth picking up for £1. I wouldn't have paid a lot more for it, but, you know, I wanted to go and fill my boots with jewellery, but boot fairs are coming, aren't they? Or boot sales, or whatever people are calling them this week. Oh, hello, Susan Beowulf. I'm having a bit of a televisual day today because I'm on the Banish bin with Lainey tonight. I've got my list, and you know what? I've really struggled. Well, I know not too many spoilers, but I'm fine on most of it. But celebrities, I mean, I don't really do celebrities, and there aren't many that I can actually say that I hate because I don't know them. So that was a struggle. Anyway, there'll be plenty to chat about, I'm sure. But I'm looking forward to that tonight. I might even put some makeup on. That would make a change. So who's not managed to get out then? Rebecca's United. It is, isn't it? Becca count 3. And my Becky friend, my witchy Becky friend, I think she's working today. So when she watches back, I should say hello. Tonight? Tuesday. Yes, sorry, it is Tuesday. I'm all over the place. You're quite right, Susan. I stand corrected. It's tomorrow evening. It's just because I got my knickers in a twist trying to think of all the things. And I don't do preparation very well, as you probably noticed from my content. So I'm looking forward to that. That's tomorrow. No, that's just as well, actually, because it's a busy evening. So I went shopping and I bought. How long has it been since I've been able to say that? I know I've had helpful people I could pick. Yeah, I don't really. I mean, I know some of the names, but even if I think I was a bit of an annoying tit, as a lot of celebrities can be or appear to be, I think, but I don't know them, or it's just what the papers are saying, and I honestly don't believe too much of what I read. This should have been £5 in the charity shop, and it wasn't. Turns out it was £2. Do we know the name yet? Way, I love me a bit of aquascutum. This is quite vintage. This is all, I mean, all right, people probably know that's the aquascutum colours now, a bit like Burberry Check has certain colours. but that's sort of sewn in. That's all embroidered. Very fancy. What I didn't work out at the time was whether it was a man or woman's. Of course, it's hard to tell. I think it depends on the way it buttons up, doesn't it? I've got a feeling it might be a lady's. It was in the menswear section, and I thought it doesn't feel heavy enough or chunky enough. It's got some corking buttons on it. They're like horn. The metal crest on the front. So now the buttons do up that way. So that's a lady's. That way is a man's. That way is a lady's. I do struggle with things like that. They were quite busy at this charity shop. There was a queue outside because I wasn't there early enough. I had post to post and other such things. And a word to the wise, I might be late to this particular piece of information, but someone might find it useful. I often send my stuff by my Hermes. Now, what I have found out is if you want to send something to Northern Ireland, which was part of the Union of Great Britain, or whatever we're calling it this week, as far as I remember, and always had the same postal costs as the rest of the UK. And whilst I understand that some of the Outer Hebrides might be a bit hard to get to, and I know they can sometimes carry postal penalties, they've started charging you over £5 to post a less than 1 kilogram parcel to Northern Ireland. This particular parcel was going to Belfast, and I tend to stick things in my basket and then go back and look through. And I was like, hang on a minute. But the way round it is to send it by Royal Mail, because in this instance, Royal Mail don't seem to treat Northern Ireland as being a different foreign country. So it's another thing to have to look out for and not just do on autopilot. And I like my packing and processes to be as autopilot as possible because I'm quite lazy. So I just thought I'd let you know. You may already know, but somebody might not. So this is rather nice. I think it's wool. It's like a pea coat. It's double-breasted. It's only short. It's a jacket, not a coat. Got nice little cufflets as well. Right. Yes, Jewel. I didn't realise you were Northern Ireland. 100% cotton lined. Just trying to see if this is wool, and it's kind of worn off. It does say professional dry clean only, so I'm kind of assuming that means it's very likely to be a wool outside, especially aquascutum. I'll look it up and see if there's one on sale. I don't know what it will go for, but I was not leaving that behind. For £2. Oh, I need to check its pockets, don't I? Usually one finds an abandoned tissue or a hole in the pocket. This time there's nothing. Very clean, very nice. And for the £19 spent, I suspect that will pay for everything, so the rest is gravy. Although I don't look at it that way, I tend to look at individual charges. Royal Mail. Yeah, I tend not to use Royal Mail because I don't like our post office, which sounds terribly cruel, but our post office is buried deep in the back and beyond of a WH Sniff and is horrid. And the staff clearly don't want to be there, and I don't blame them. They're probably not well paid enough. But it's an unpleasant experience when you're going with parcels, especially as many as occasionally on a good day I can go in with. So I can either take it to the parcel place where the main post office depot, or I can drop it off in a different post office. There's one where I go to the charity shop. She's actually a really sweet lady, and that's fine. So I don't mind. But it was all a bit odd when I suddenly noticed, because I don't notice much. The one you got in the house clearance. Yeah, it's sort of got a slightly wool feeling. It reminds me of I used to have a reef coat when I was at school, and that's what it reminds me of. Now I picked this up just because it's bloody huge, which isn't always a good reason to pick things up. It's a very, very large funnel neck sweater. Now this is what happens when you're in a charity shop. That does have a hole. I should be able to repair that. It depends if it's worth repairing or if it truly isn't, then that's fine. Oh, it's got thumb holes too. Very handy, proper outdoorsy. And that was the reason I picked it up, not just because it was a jumper. And in theory, jumper season is over. Not today, it ain't. But I liked this. It said, Niffy. You won't find this very often. I've never seen this before. Niffy the Nautical Range, made in England. And it was that made in England because I know people like their UK homespun. That can't be a small, don't be ridiculous. It's enormous. Sorry, there's an S on the back of here, but I don't think that actually applies to, no, 2XL. That's more like it. It definitely isn't a small. So it has got that hole, but these jumpers, if people really like them, like the Guernsey fishermen's jumpers and stuff like that, 100% pure new wool. There we go. Very happy with that. Definitely vintage from the label. Patches. It hasn't got patches, has it? Nope. Well, that's misleading. So a little repair job might be worthwhile if it's worth spending a little time on. Oh, well, Double Come, you need your haul. You need a haul for you. You can't live through me, I'm not that exciting. Yeah, Becca did a house clearance recently for anyone who's, oh man, I mean, you got some of the most incredible stuff. You had to spend out for it, but my goodness me, you're going to do well. I don't think I've ever completely filled my car up with stuff. Right, now, I've got a pair of shoes here. These are them weird split toe things. Yeah, you say. But people like them. They look a bit grubby on screen. They're actually not. They're in quite good condition. They look like somebody bought them and then plainly decided they weren't for them. I don't really bother cleaning these sorts of things up too much. I really haven't got time. But, there's very little trade worn on them. They're really weird, ugly, socky things. But these are where they've had a little issues because I think they've been sat in the cupboard. There's been a glue residue issue, which I may try and scrape off, but it's on the inside. They're Nike. There is a name for these, and I can't remember them, but they're a 5.5. I thought they might be kids. They look so small, but they're 5.5 UK, a 6 US. So for £2, I know there's some money in those. You have got one. We'll do a haul then. We all wants to see. I like hauls. I like watching hauls. I'm always watching them. I have them on while I'm listing. Let's be fair. I'm not just sitting here going vegging out, staring out the window, although it's been known. Right. Where are we? A belt. I don't overlook the belt section. I like these nice worn-in, proper leather belts. And this one said super dry. Now, super dry is a really funny thing for me. For ages, I thought I'm not going to look at Superdry or Hollister because they're everywhere and the market's saturated and there's no money. Not quite true. There is money to be made in it. I think you just have to know which things go well. I'm no expert on it, but this looked like a decent quality thing. And I do pick up Superdry and Hollister. Superdry, Hollister, and I think there's another one as well, because they're so nice, and my son loves their kind of like the sweatpants and the hoodies because they're lovely quality. So this is just a hook-in buckle, kind of cool, decent size, not tiny. I'll put a bit of Doc Martens Wonder Balsam. It kind of cures everything on that, and that'll make it look lovely. So I like doing belts and things. This needs a bit of not a shave, because you can't really shave things that mohair, but I just thought this was so 80s because it's a little shrug, great for a cool summer, temperature-wise. Let's get rid of those, don't need those on now. This is monsoon. We've lost the monsoon in our town centre, so, people like monsoon as a brand and like to follow it. It's got cute little 3/4 length sleeves with a button on the cuff. Oh, it's just cute. And, there's going to be a few people sitting outside, even in summer, and they're going to want things like this because it gets chilly in the evening. And that is loud. I mean, it really is an eyeful in terms of, I suppose, once you start picking at it, you can't really sweater shave stuff that's mohair, but what happens is it rubs and it kind of goes into that. But they come off very easily. It's quite therapeutic, to be honest. I should probably sit and do that later this afternoon. But mohair makes my nose itch. So, Post a pic on Facebook. Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, I so wish these were my size, but they're not. Excuse me. Reaching in. I'll say not a huge number of items. I am pretty picky, I've got to say. Because I'm not desperate for stock. I still have jewellery to list and getting on with that. But it's just having something new, isn't it? These were nice. How cool are these? It's that style. I love that style that you can wear that with more or less anything. Sadly, these were 38, and my foot is not. I'm a 39, and a wide 39 at that, but there's so little wear on these. I mean, they have been worn once or twice, but that's it. They're a nice side zip. The brand is Office. Now, I don't normally bother with Office, but it was the style. The fact that they look very little worn. I can't tell if they're actually true leather or not. I have a feeling they're faux, but they are a nice quality. Oh, maybe it will tell me. No. Yeah, I think they might be faux leather. But again, not a problem. Plenty of vegans out there who would love a pair of these and don't want leather ones. So, for £2, don't mind if I do. Yes, please. They were coming home with me. Now, at this point, of course, my arms were getting rather full, and it all gets a bit tricky. Like in America, where they have these big trolleys and they can just load them up. It's like, oh man, that would be good. But yeah, I kind of, when I went in there, I realised I was behind someone who was doing that flick through the racks like we do. I was like, I'll just step round and go somewhere else, because I don't want to be following behind someone who's doing that. Obviously, we're all looking for different things, but hey ho. I wasn't really interested in skirts and stuff like that. I've got enough of those right now. Now, these were amazing. I say amazing because who doesn't love a bit of vintage Fred Perry? There are people who love Fred Perry, male and female. This is a fella's. Big Fred Perry, like I say, a big size. Unusually, it has a little pocket on the back. So I'll have to look these up. It's got this nice trim, red, white and blue. Oh, Bradley Wiggins. Look. That makes it even better because Bradley Wiggins was a bit of a cycling hero, which explains the pocket at the back. Although this doesn't look like cycling apparel. I love the colours they use. Look at that. That's the tonal. Oh, man. How many did they let in the shop at the time? It was supposed to be 6. It's not a big shop. It's bigger than some of them. It wasn't huge. They seem to have quite a few staff around because, of course, what's going to happen now is they're going to get inundated with donations. People get window open and it's going to be mayhem. So I may pop down there later this week. It depends. If I do a pick up with my friend Jane, then I may not go back this week. I might leave it. I'm very fortunate. I'm not desperate for stock, and I've got a boot fair coming up on Sunday. So assuming I'm feeling like it, because I'll have these braces in and I'll be lisping like mad. So you'll get a haul with me again. And this is what I got because of this, because they're these clear things that are going in. Great fun. But I'm hoping to make it to the boot fair and feel okay. Bradley Wiggins, I'm chuffed about that. I didn't even notice. I just saw Fred Perry and the fact that it was a good size, and I thought, yes, please. £2. £2. And you know what? Right next to it was another one. I couldn't believe my luck. And this is Bradley as well. This is Bradley Wiggins. Holy moly. Bradley Wiggins. A blue one this time. 2XL again. I mean, these are in super quality. They really don't look like anyone's worn them. Very, very little wear. And again, it's got a nice stripe around the top. It's very mod, because that's Bradley Wiggins' look. That nice tonal. I wonder if that means something particular. Pocket on the back. This is how you know, I think. I didn't even notice this. I just grabbed him because I felt slightly under pressure, because clearly there were people queuing outside to get in, and I didn't want to be there all week. And I didn't want to be greedy. I left plenty of money on the table, stock behind, for other people, because there's enough to go round. We're going to be drowning in it. Now I've got to look that up now. Where's my phone? I want to know what a Bradley Wiggins Fred Perry top goes for, because I can imagine they must be not bad. I mean, I knew it was good because it's Fred Perry, but wherever. It was hiding under a jumper. So how is everyone today? Are we all good? I felt quite safe in the charity shop. For anyone who was concerned, there was a lovely chap, slightly officious, as they can be, on the door, making sure not too many people went in. And he kind of let me in and then sort of said, oh no, there's too many in there. So I had to come out again. It's like, God damn it. It was all a bit much. Right, let me do a quick look up. Seeing as we're here, I mean, a lot of the usual suspects are currently out shopping, so hopefully everyone's finding exactly what they want, because there's going to be a lot over the next few weeks. In fact, as I was walking back with my bag to my car, there was like a clothes bank, and there was this van that pulled up, piled high, literally floor to ceiling, big van, full of bags of what looked like clothing. And of course, being me, I'm like, oh, what's going on here? Turn around the corner, there's a little clothing bank thing, and they're taking stuff from there. And I said, oh, I hope that stuff's going to make it into the charity shops and things for recycling, because it'd be such a shame if it went to landfill. And she said, yeah, I hope so. I was like, oh no. Ooh. Nice. Nice one. Right. Country Casuals, good brand. Just sold a jacket. Okay, so what am I looking for? We are searching for Fred Perry Bradley Wiggins. Oh well. We think it'd be good money, but we don't know yet, do we? Sometimes things aren't, which is why I don't want to pay up for something I don't know much about. Sorry, I'm just thumbing through. Tipped. I think tipped is the trim, isn't it? Okay, lots of short sleeve ones. Tell you what, let's go for the highest price first. I know you shouldn't, but I do look. Fred Perry, Bradley Wiggins. Oh no, that's a cagoule. It's not a cagoule. Well, they got a zipped fleece, which I think may be what they're calling this. That went for £44. And that was on bids rather than on buy now. That looks pretty close. Yeah, pretty close to what I've got there. So, yeah, 40 odd quid. Don't mind if I do. Thank you very much. Ooh. How many? Oh, John, we were taking antibiotics for toothache. Oh no. Oh, is there not anyone that could pick them up for you? Oh, that's horrible. Drinking something fizzy, like lemonade, can sometimes help. And something with ginger in it can sometimes help. Just from personal experience, but yeah, that's not fair. So, Becca, lots of the shops you went to this morning had a bunch of Jules and Bowden. Tiny sizes. Yeah, you see, you think Jules and Bowden are going to make a lot of money, but if they're charging a lot for it in the first place, it's not always practical. I find there is a lot of Bowden and quite a lot of Jules around here, and it's not always, unless I can get it very inexpensively, it really isn't that brilliant. Just certain designs again. And I think they both have quite strong online presences, don't they? Oh, now, the very last thing which I saw, so most people don't even look at the men's. That's why I look at men's. For these. Clarks. The original desert boot. Brand new. khaki green, unworn, boxed. £2. £2 Couldn't believe it. I was like, oh yes, please. I mean, literally, it was all I could do not to gasp when I saw those on the shelf. I was like, oh, thank you very much. You know that one where you almost think I've said that out loud. You're coming home with me. The box is a little bashed. They are Clark's Originals. Oh, there's a £2 price sticker on the box as well. I nearly fell over myself. Yeah, they should go. Now, I did look these up in the car because I was so excited. I looked them up in the car and they have sold brand new for £90. Bingo! That's my kind of, when I'm saying I don't want big bulky things, and these are big and bulky, I'm prepared to make an exception for Clarks. Things like that at that price. I mean, it'd just be rude not to, really. Perhaps because they're an unusual colour. Someone bought them thinking I will wear those and then thought, no, maybe I won't. They're a bit out there. But people clearly do want them. Yeah, they should go sideways, shouldn't they? There we go. Then the lid will go on. So I'm quite impressed with those desert boots. It reminds me of when I was a kid and I wore desert boots, but beige colour, not bright green. So there's quite a bit of cash in there, I think. For 20 quid spent, I am not complaining. And that won't take me long to list those. They're all going to be very easy and straightforward. A repair, a bit of defluffing, and there we go. So it was a productive morning. I did all my post. I even did the week's shop. And now I'm just tired. I've had enough. But there we go. A productive week. So I really hope that the rest of you have such good fortune. I'm sure we will hear from Lex and Carla at some point because they're out doing damage to the shops of Bristol somewhere, or the charity shops. So hopefully we'll get a full report. I'm expecting it. So anyone else got any hauls, please show them because I love them. And do take care of yourself. Look after yourself, Jewel. Hope you feel better soon. And I will see you all later. Or tomorrow evening if you're watching Lainey's Banish Bin thing. Tomorrow. Okay. Awkward waving now. Bye. I don't know. Becky Harris, I have no idea. Bye. Yes.